Hello, namaste everyone.
Hello.
How are you all?
Very good, thank you.
So, are you guys for 200 hour or 300 hour?
200.
200. And you, Catherine,
300.
300. And
Yeah, I'm
Charles,
for 100.
okay, 100. Okay, 100,
Yes.
200, and 300. Very nice.
Yeah.
Okay, my name is Rahul Rawat, and I'll be teaching you in this session Vinyasa and alignment. Okay, so tell me about yourself, that how long have you been practicing, and if you have got any injuries, so please let me know so that we will go accordingly. All right. So let's start with Haiti.
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm Heidi, and
Heidi.
I've been practicing yoga for about 4 years now. And no injuries. I live in England. And yeah, I'm very excited about this.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, Catherine.
I am Catherine. I live in Germany and I'm practicing since 2017.
Okay. So do you have any injury? No injury?
No,
Very nice. And you, Carly?
I'm practicing since 1 year and I have no injuries. Yeah.
Very nice. So have you taken Vinyasa or alignment class before in your yoga experience?
Yes.
So what kind of Vinyasa that you have taken? Okay, so don't worry about it. So in this alignment class, so we'll talk about the postures, how we are going to get the maximum benefit from there and less injuries. Okay. In Vinyasa, we do have so many postures. We like the Vinyasa literally mean is to have synchronization of the breath and the movement. Okay. Once you understand the movement with your breath, when they got synchronized or they get connected, then you will have maximum benefit. Okay, in each and every posture we need to understand how we are going to hold the posture, what extent, what limitation we should have in the posture. Okay, so that's all we are going to understand in this class. Okay, then, so do you know about Hatha Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, or Vinyasa? Okay, so what are the difference that we have got in among all of them?
I think that Hatha is more like a flow, and you can I can't remember quite which one it is, but I know one of them you stay in the postures for a long time, and then Ashtanga, so Vinyasa, I think, is you stay in the postures for a long time, I believe, or it could be that you stay in them for no time, and Hatha is that one. But then Ashtanga is like a set of practices or routines, I suppose, and you don't stray from them. If you go to an Ashtanga class, you'll do one of those set routines.
And you, Catherine, would you like to give some words?
Hatha is more you do one posture after the other. In Vinyasa you have more flow in this, and in Ashtanga you have the series.
Yes. So Hatha Yoga, that is the most traditional yoga. We have got so many postures in that. Okay. And after that Hatha Yoga, that Ashtanga Vinyasa that came into existence. So before we had Hatha Yoga, then Ashtanga Vinyasa came. So you cannot only say Ashtanga, I do Ashtanga. No, you have to say both names, Ashtanga and Vinyasa, both together. Okay, after this Ashtanga Vinyasa, when people could not do all the poses of this sequence of this primary series, secondary series, and intermediate, so they made Vinyasa. Okay, that Vinyasa could be easy, that could be tough or intense, however the people they want it. Okay, so in Vinyasa, it's just a flow. When you're synchronizing your breath with a movement, one breath, that will be there. That is your Vinyasa. After that, we had alignment, and now we have Yin Yoga, Iyengar Yoga, and Kundalini Yoga, and Vikram Yoga, if you have heard. So all these yoga, they came after that. Okay. So as Heidi said that in Hatha Yoga, we usually hold for long period of time. We do not have flow in that. Okay, let's suppose you're doing Paschimottanasana. Let's suppose you are performing one posture. In order to get to the another posture, we don't have flow to get there. It will be direct. It will be like you will just switch the position from one to another one. Okay, so there is no flow, but in Vinyasa we do have flow. All right. Sorry. And in Hatha Yoga, basically, Hatha Yoga means to balance your body. Okay, your right side of the body that dominates by your sun dominant, and your left side of the body is your moon dominant. Okay, so when you're performing sun salutation, we have to start with the right leg. When you're performing moon salutation, we'll start with the left leg. So that also happens in your Hatha Yoga, sun salutation and moon salutation. So we have different kind of sun salutation, like Hatha Yoga sun salutation, Ashtanga Vinyasa sun salutation, A and B, and other sun salutation that is being created now. Okay, but we will go through that traditional Hatha Yoga sun salutation. We will not do classic or modern sun salutation. All right. So if any one of you does know that what is a sun salutation?
We did it in the class earlier. We did sun salutation A and B.
A and B. That was your Ashtanga Vinyasa sun salutation.
Mhm.
Now we will perform. If you remember that Ashtanga Vinyasa, then it's very nice. But we will also perform that Hatha Yoga sun salutation. Okay.
Mhm.
So let's differentiate what are the poses we have got different in both sun salutation. All right. So everyone, please stand up straight on your top of your mat. We will start with Hatha Yoga sun salutation. The first pose of this Hatha Yoga sun salutation is to joining your hands in front of your heart center. Now we will take our arms up over the head. Now sweep your arms up over the head and make a nice arc on your back. Look up high. Now exhale, hands on the floor. Bend forward from your hip joint. Now send your right leg back because we are doing sun salutation. So we will step our right leg back because our right side of the body is dominant with your sun. Drop your back knee on the floor. Drop your back knee on the floor. This is your Asva Sanchalana horse riding pose. Now exhale, left leg back for the mountain. Reach your hips high. Yeah, mountain pose. Reach your hips up. Mountain like this. Yeah, downward facing dog and mountain, they both will be similar. Now drop your knees down, chest down, and chin down on the floor. Good job. Inhale, swing yourself forward for the Cobra Pose or Bhujangasana. Keep your elbows bent, do not straighten your elbows. Elbows should be bent as always. Exhale, roll back on your toes for the mountain again. Now step your left leg forward in between your hands. Drop your back knee down, push your hips down, look front. Exhale, right leg forward in between your hands. Now inhale, take your arms up over the head. Again, make a nice arc on your back. Exhale, join your hands together in front of your heart center. So in this sun salutation, we only stretch our right leg. Okay, this was your half round of one set. Okay, let's do another round. Inhale, take your arms up over the head. Exhale, bend forward, hands on the floor. Now send your left leg back. Drop your back knee on the floor. Sanchalana, horse riding pose. Exhale, step your right leg back for the mountain. Now drop your knees down, chest down, and chin down on the floor. Inhale, swing yourself forward for the Cobra Pose, Bhujangasana. Exhale, roll back on your toes for the mountain. Very nice. Now, in order to sustain that stretch only on your left leg, we will bring our right leg forward. Okay, right leg forward, drop your back knee on the floor. Now, left leg forward in between your hands into forward bend. Now, inhale, stretch your arms over the head, all the way come up high. Exhale, join your hands together in front of your heart center. So this was your full round of that sun salutation. Okay, so do you guys have any question about or any doubt about this sun salutation?
Don't think so.
Do you have any question about this?
Yes.
Yeah, ask her.
When I am going this horse riding pose, do I put the back of my foot onto the floor, or do I leave my toes tucked?
No, that should be onto the floor. That should not be lifted.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. So did you understand which leg we are going to send back and which leg we are going to bring forward? And in another round, which leg we are going to take back? Okay, so you understood, Heidi?
Yeah, I think so. So was that sun salutation A for Hatha yoga?
Not A. We do not have A and B in this Hatha Yoga Society. Okay, so let's do it one more time. Let me see how do you do. Everyone, please stand up straight again. Now join your hands together in front of your heart center. Now inhale, stretch your arms up over the head. Exhale, bend forward, hands on the floor. Now from here again, understand, remember that right leg back. Drop your back knee on the floor. Push your hips down. Exhale, left leg back for the mountain. Now drop your knees down, chest down, and chin down on the floor. Now inhale, swing yourself forward for the Cobra Pose, Bhujangasana. Exhale, roll back on your toes for the Parvatasana. Now step your, which leg? Left leg or right leg?
Left.
Left leg forward. Yes, step your left leg forward. Drop your back knee on the floor. Sanchalana, horse riding pose. Exhale, right leg forward to meet your left leg into forward bend. Now inhale, stretch your arms up over the head. Exhale, join your hands together in front of your heart center. So this is your half round of sun salutation. Now let's do another round. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, bend forward, hands on the floor. Now send your left leg back, horse riding pose, and then right leg back for the mountain. Now drop your knees down, chest down, and chin down on the floor. Your hips should be up off the floor. Yes. See, your hips should be up and your chest should be on the floor and chin should be on the floor. Yes. Now inhale, swing forward for the Cobra Pose, Bhujangasana. Bend your elbows, do not straighten your elbows. Exhale, roll back for the mountain once again. Now step your right leg forward in between your hands. Drop your back knee on the floor. Exhale, left leg forward to meet your right leg into forward bend. Inhale, arms up over the head and make a nice arc on your back. Do not push your hips forward. Just bend back from your thoracic region. Exhale, join your hands together in front of your heart center. Very nice. Now do it by yourself. I will see how you are doing. Okay. You did only half round. Do it another round. Yeah, very nice. So it was very easy to understand. Okay, so this was your sun salutation. And we have moon salutation too. See, as I said to you that our left side of the body is dominant with your moon. Okay, your moon dominant. So if you are doing moon salutation, so how we are going to start? We are going to start with our left side of the body. Okay, so in the beginning, we will send our left leg back, but there will be one another posture will be added on in that sequence. Okay, so I will tell you which posture was that in moon salutation. So if you guys are ready, then we'll start again, moon salutation. So if you guys have any queries or any confusion, so please let me know so that if you go further in another class, so it will be hard to cover. Okay, now join your hands together in front of your heart center again. Now inhale, stretch your arms over the head. Exhale, bend forward, hands on the floor. Now send your left leg back, drop your back knee on the floor. So from here, stretch your arms over the head. This is your Chandra Namaskar. Okay, stretch and make a nice arc on your back. Again, push your hips forward. Exhale, hands on the floor, and step your right leg back for the mountain. Now drop your knees down, chest down, and chin down on the floor. Inhale, swing yourself forward for the Cobra Pose or Bhujangasana. Exhale, roll back on your toes for the Parvatasana. Now step your right leg forward in between your both hands. Back knee on the floor. Again, reach your arms up for Chandra Namaskar. Push your hips down. Exhale, hands on the floor. And then step your left leg forward to meet your right leg. Now inhale, arms up over the head. Exhale, join your hands together. Now again, we are left with another round. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, bend forward, hands on the floor. Now send your right leg back. Drop your back knee on the floor. Push your hips down. And then take your arms up for Chandra Namaskar. Exhale, hands on the floor. Step your right leg back for the mountain. Drop your knees down, chest down, and chin down on the floor. Inhale, swing yourself forward for the Cobra Pose, Bhujangasana, elbows bent. Exhale, roll back on your toes for Parvatasana. Now step your left leg forward in between your both hands. Back knee on the floor, and then stretch your arms over the head. Exhale, hands on the floor, and step your right leg forward to meet your left leg into forward bend. Inhale, again take your arms up over the head. And then exhale, join your hands together. So this was your moon salutation. I hope you have understood this too. Okay, let's do it by yourself, then I will see. Okay, good job. So now do you guys have any confusion in breathing?
No, I don't think so.
When to inhale, when to exhale. So
Oh, yeah.
whenever you're going against the gravity, you have to inhale. Whenever you're going towards the gravity, you have to exhale. Okay. So that's it about this inhalation and exhalation and sun salutation. So let's suppose if you're doing Ashtanga Namaskar, when you're dropping your knees down, chest down, and chin down on the floor, what do we do there? Inhale or exhale?
Exhale.
Exhale. So let's suppose you are in the downward facing dog. After downward facing dog, we drop our knee, chest, chin on the floor. Just immediately we have another posture, Cobra Pose, right? So if we are exhaling there, we are in the downward facing dog or mountain. So in the mountain, we are already exhaling. But if you're dropping a knees, chest, chin on the floor, again swinging forward, how we can exhale again? So we're gonna hold our breath. Okay. So we have to hold our breath in this Ashtanga Namaskar. All right. And then while swinging forward, we are going to inhale. All right. So whenever you're holding your, let's suppose when we do sun salutation A, Ashtanga sun salutation A, we say Chatwari jump back to Chaturanga Dandasana, right? But we cannot directly exhale right there while jumping back. When we get to the posture, after that we do exhalation, right? While jumping, we cannot exhale. We have to hold our breath. Even if you are jumping back to the plank, or even if you are jumping forward to the from the downward facing dog, if you are jumping forward to the halfway look up, so we cannot inhale while getting into the posture. After getting into the posture, we inhale. Okay, so there are different poses that has different purposes. Let's suppose if like some of the poses they will give you only flexibility, different other poses they will give you only strength, and other poses they will give you only mobility. Okay, until unless we do have enough mobility in our joints, in our like inside in the bone, we cannot get the flexibility. First we'll have to have enough mobility in our joint. After that we'll move further to the flexibility. Okay, that's a very important thing that we need to understand when we are performing the pose. What is the purpose of the pose? Every pose does not give us same benefit or same stretch or like same stretch. Let's suppose we are doing Chaturanga Dandasana. Chaturanga Dandasana does not give us any stretch like Warrior A. Warrior A gives us stretch, but in the beginning. Okay, once you are enough flexible or you are intermediate, you won't get any flexibility in the Warrior A, right? You just build the strength, you build the strength of your leg, you find the stability into that particular posture. Okay, so according to the level and according to the level, the poses the purpose of the pose that will change. Okay, so if we are beginner and we are having a lot of stretch, we will have definitely a lot of stretch in each and every poses because the muscles are stiff. So we are so lucky that we can easily feel that stretch. But once you are in the intermediate level, you won't feel that same stretch which you were feeling earlier. Okay, so enjoy this journey when from the beginning if you are beginner. Otherwise, if you are intermediate, so you lost that chance to feel the same stretch. Okay, yeah. So if you guys want to ask anything about sun salutation or hatha yoga or any confusion you found in like in between Ashtanga, Vinyasa, or this hatha yoga, other poses or other type of yoga, so let me know. No questions? Okay. Okay, then let's talk about the alignment of the pose. Okay, so in sun salutation itself is a vinyasa. Okay, after one pose, immediately we have another pose that will be a counter pose of first pose. Okay, let's suppose you are taking your arms up. Sorry, when you're taking your arms up over the head, this is your back bend. Immediately in the next exhalation, you do the forward bend. This is the counter pose. In the another pose, you send your right leg back. You're having that stretch on your one leg. Then we step back to the mountain. That is also counter pose of that stretch. Okay, in the dropping your knee, chest, chin on the floor, that is not a counter pose. But when you swing forward into cobra, that is your back bend again. But immediately after completing that pose, we get to the mountain. That is your counter pose of cobra pose. Okay, so that's how this salutation is made. Like if you feel any intensity in any particular posture, immediately after another pose, we'll have the counter. Okay, so so it's better to do first Hatha Yoga salutation, not Ashtanga one. Ashtanga one will give you only strength. See, the flexibility that does not take much time, but the strength that takes years and years. That we need to understand. Okay, so if you consistently practice your Hatha Yoga, Ashtanga, whichever you want, if you consistently practice yoga, if you are practicing constantly that your yoga, then you can easily gain that flexibility. But there is strength that needs a lot of time. Okay, so that takes a lot of efforts. So did you also experience this? This strength and flexibility. I think you guys are flexible already.
Yeah, I used to do gymnastics as well, and I've been practicing yoga for 4 years now, so I've got quite flexible over the years, but I definitely feel the strength part of it now coming through.
Okay. And you, Catherine?
That's interesting how you explain it to get like again deeper in the technique. And yeah.
You are not enough audible. I cannot hear you.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
It's got that buzzing again that it was having before.
I don't have a mic right now.
Oh no.
It's fine.
Like not the proper, but it's close to me.
Okay, Charlie, are you there? Okay, just let it go. So here in this, our body is designed in such a way. See, now we will talk about that that design of our body. Okay. Our body is designed in such a way where mobility, stability that comes after another one. Okay. Do you know that mobility? Where do we have mobility? In our joints. See, mobility means when you can make circle with your joints. That is your mobility. And stability when you have only two actions, like extension and flexion only. Okay, so wherever you find extension and flexion, there should be stability. And stability does not mean it should be always stable. Stability means there will be only two actions. Okay, and other actions are restricted. All right. And second thing in mobility, we'll have like complete rotation. We can easily make the circle with our joint. That is your mobility on that particular portion or that particular section. So if you're talking about our toes, okay, so can you make circle with your toes? So that's very hard to make circle because it can only flex, it can only extend. It means we have stability in our toes. Catherine, in the beginning, it will be you may say that it can make circle like this, right? But this circle is not as same as like this circle, right? So this circle is just it has a limited range of motion. It can only flex, extend, but this joint has limited range of motion. That is why it is stable. Okay, let's move further to our ankle joint. In our ankle joint, what do you find? Does it have mobility or stability?
Mobility.
Yeah, mobility. Okay, our ankle joint is mobile because it can easily make circle, and if it is said that it is mobile, so it should be mobile. If you are not working out on your ankle, if you're not moving your ankle, let's suppose if you don't move your ankle for 10 days or 20 days, you will definitely find a lot of stiffness and that bone on bone compression and that pinch on your nerves because it has mobility. It's a tendency of your ankle joint to be mobile all the time. Okay, so have you like you may have seen many people when they climb on the stair or they walk over, all of a sudden when they fall over, right, when they fall over they get that cramp or that catch on their ankle, right? That usually happens because of that lack of awareness in their lack of awareness of their muscle of that particular joint whichever is around there. Okay, so it means they are lacking of that muscle memory. All right, so if they would have already done this action before, if their muscles were they were prepared to have that action, so they won't have that catch or that cramp, whatever happened that in that particular joint. Okay, so it's very necessary whenever you are performing anything, you have to be mobile enough wherever it is said that it's mobile. Okay, so let's move further to your knee joint. So in our knee joint, what do you feel like? Do we have mobility or stability?
Stability.
Stability. Why is it so? Because see, if I'm making circle with my knee, sorry, if I'm making circle with my knee joint, that is coming directly from my top of my leg. It's not directly coming from your knee joint. Okay, so your knee is directly influencing your hip, and hip is also influencing your knee. That is why it is making circle from the knee joint. Otherwise, it cannot make. So that means we do have only stability in this knee joint. All right. So if it is stable, that means we have only two actions: extension and flexion. You cannot twist our knee joint. Once you twist your knee joint, you will get injured and you will have ligament tear in your knee joint. Okay, so that is why in this yoga, when in Hatha yoga, basically earlier we did not have alignment of the posture. We did not know what is the mobility, what is the stability, where like how like what are the limitation we have got in our joints or what is the range of motion of our joint. So earlier we did not know about it. We used to do anything like we could take our knee back behind our head. We could do twisting on our knee joint too, and then we fall into injury. So then after this Iyengar yoga and the Iyengar yoga, basically Iyengar yoga, they talked about this. They introduced this limitation of the range, limitation of the joint, that range of motion, how they are supposed to rotate. Then everything got clear. Okay, so that's how so that's how so many Hatha yoga poses they were like they in the Iyengar yoga that they say we cannot do these pose because in Hatha yoga so many poses that we cannot perform because that will definitely harm our body. Okay, that will make us injured. Okay, let's talk about now our hip joint. Okay, so how this should be? It should be stable or mobile.
Is it mobile?
Yes, it's a mobile. See, your pelvic girdle does not move, but from your that joint in between your uh, the joint of your femur bone and your pelvic girdle. This is your femur bone. Thigh bone is called femur bone, and your pelvic girdle. That joint in between your femur and pelvic girdle, that should be mobile. Okay, so it means we are supposed to move our hip Like the more you move your hips, the more movement you will have, the more mobility you will find in your pelvic girdle. Okay, and it is also said the more you are open with your hips, the happier you become. Okay, so after this, let's move further to our spine. So what happens to your lower back? Is it stable or mobile? Can you twist your spine? Can you make circle with your lower back?
Mm,
Just do the twisting, then you will understand. Can you twist from the navel, from the,
yeah.
yeah. So what should be?
Mobile.
Mobile. But I said stable, mobile, stable, mobile, stable, mobile. That will come after another one. Okay. So we had mobility in our hip joint. After this, there should be stability in your lower back, right? See, when you're twisting, you will realize when you're twisting, that twisting is directly coming from your navel center, and his spine is also divided into different segments: cervical, thoracic, and lumbar region. Okay, this is your cervical, thoracic region till here, and now below that we have lumbar region. Right? Everyone knows it, I think. Okay, so below thoracic region we have lumbar region. That vertebrae L1, L2, L3, L4, L5. These are your vertebrae. So that vertebra, that lumbar region is stable. If you're twisting back, that twisting is coming from your thoracic region. See, this twisting directly coming from here, but our lumbar region is not moving. Okay, just keep your hand on your lower back. Now twist your spine. So where are you twisting from? Just see and observe. Where are we twisting from? From the thoracic region, right?
Mhm.
See, that mobility is, see, our thoracic region is also stable, but where this thoracic region ends and where from where that lumbar region starts, we have mobility in that particular area. Okay, understand again. So this is the end of your thoracic region. Now from the end of your thoracic region, lumbar region starts, right? From the end of your thoracic region, lumbar region start. So in between your thoracic and lumbar region, we have vertebra and that can twist. But your lumbar region is stable and your thoracic is also stable, but this entire thoracic can twist. All right. Okay, Catherine, did you understand?
Yes.
Yes. So this twisting is directly coming from your thoracic region. Okay, if you are twisting back, that is coming here. It's not coming from the navel center. It's not coming from the lower back. All right. So what about your thoracic region? That should be mobile. If you're doing back bend, that's maximum back bend. If you're twisting, that usually comes from your thoracic region. That does not come from your lumbar region. And another thing about your lower back, so as it is stable, it can only extend, it can only flex. Okay, when you're doing back bend, that is your extension. When you're doing forward bend, that is your flexion of your spine. Okay, so now let's move further to your cervical region. So what do we have in our back of our neck? Back of our neck, is it stable or mobile?
Mm, Stable.
Yeah, it's stable. How did you say that, Heidi?
Pardon?
How did you say that?
Um, I don't know. Well, if
Because
this
after
bit
this
is
mobility, we
your,
have stability.
yeah, if this bit is the mobility, then this will be stability.
Yes. See, when you can make a circle, but
Yeah.
still it's stable because our cervical region is not moving. Our neck is moving only. Sorry, our skull is moving. Right? Our neck is not moving. If you're making circle, that skull is moving, your neck is not moving. Your neck is stable. Okay, so you can only do extension and flexion. Even if you're doing lateral bending, that is directly coming from your skull, not from your neck. That muscles are going to extend to the, like they will extend to the left, to the sideways, but your cervical region, that will not twist. Okay, so let's talk about our shoulder, how they should be. They should be stable or mobile. Mobile, right? So we need free movement in our shoulder joint, right? If it does not move, that means we have gone against the tendency of our body design. Okay, so your shoulder always should be mobile. What about your elbow joint? It should be stable, mobile. It's stable because it can only extend and it can only flex. What about your wrist? It should be mobile. What about your fingers? They are stable. Okay, so what does that mean? See, you may have heard, if you have already taken like other classes of Vinyasa or any Ashtanga, so they do in the beginning. What do? They do joint movements, right? Joint movements so that your joints will awaken, right? So why do we do this? Once you are open with your joint, then we will move further to your muscles. Then we can easily extend them, we can all easily flex them, we can stretch them as far as we want. So it will be easy. But if you are not mobile with your joints, if you're not see, in stability, we don't need to awaken them. But in the mobility joints, we are supposed to awaken them from the beginning. Okay, so that was all for today's session. If you want to ask anything, you may ask now.
What did you call the area by your navel that you said lumbarism?
Thoracic region.
How do you spell that?
THO
THO.
RACIC. Thoracic, yes.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, then enjoy your day. Bye bye. See you tomorrow.
Namaste.
Bye bye.